Hi, it's Emma from Emma and Shannon from Arise Home Education, and
Happy Friday. Can you feel
exact.
it?
I I feel it.
I feel it today too.
I feel it. Friday and nearing the end of the school year. It's like,
Yes, it's all coming and it's beautiful out. So it's like, let's get on with it, get things done and get
yeah,
outside and
it's not
enjoy the
so
weather.
grey here. We've got
Oh,
grey.
it's not here. It's like been beautiful all day
Oh,
so far.
yeah, no, we're
So,
grey. It's warm, but
yeah.
um, yes. So talking about summer, that's what we're here to talk about. We're
Yeah.
here to talk about our what we're going to be up to in the coming months and just some ideas and we would like to invite you to. So the
Yes.
first thing we're going to be doing is coffee and chat. And so these are going to be a series of afternoon meetups. Bring your cuppa and we're going to chat, but we're going to be chatting with a particular theme. So our first one is the 23rd of May, which is a week's time, not quite a week away, next Thursday basically. And then the week after that, the 30th of May, is our second one. Shannon, would you like to share what we'll be discussing there?
Yeah, so in the first two sessions and these are online. So bring your cup of your coffee, your tea, your biscuits, or favorite piece of cake, right? And then we're going to talk about on the 23rd, we're talking about the whys and the hows on the 23rd and the 30th. So on the 23rd, it's why home education. And we're talking about how, not how, but the why we need to be reclaiming a generation for Christ. And what the statistics are showing from the US in the Christian community and how that impacts us here in Scotland and in England and just the whole of the UK. And then how it is a little bit different for us here in the UK with Christian home education. So that is the 23rd. And so this is really one that you can not only become for yourself, this is one to invite your ministers to invite your friends, maybe, family members that aren't quite 100% on board with you. This is the place to invite them to come and listen and hear the talk and see what's going on and what we are preparing to help you with in understanding the why we do what we do here at Arise. And this is really why we are here. We are here to reclaim a generation for Christ and give them the education they deserve and to just step into that on the 30th. Then a week later, so we're going to let that simmer for you for the week, and then on the 30th we're going to come back and talk about kind of the how, the basically what you need to know to get started. And we're going to talk about that specifically, most likely from a Scottish standpoint, but it's not too different in England and in Wales and Northern Ireland and around the world. But with everything, you need to check and see what your local authority is doing. We even say that here in Scotland, just for the local communities and that kind of thing. So we'll break that down. I think there's 8 or 10 different points that we're going to go through, and it's really kind of the punch list of these are the things you need to know or consider or actually physically do.
Yeah.
So that's May.
So then we will have a wee break and we will be back in June. So,
Yeah.
actually, not a wee break. June the 4th is our next one, which is actually the following week. And that in that session, we will be discussing home education through high school using the UK exam system, essentially, the kind of the traditional route to get your teens through. And then we have a wee break. Um, and we're back again on the 20th to discuss again home education through high school, this time using the US model, how to create the whole idea of a US the high school transcript and SATs. And so in those two sessions we'll be looking at the different routes, comparing, contrasting, look at pros and cons. We really believe we recognize as mothers who have teenagers that home educating through high school is scary, it is challenging, it's all these things, but we really believe it is doable and it can be a source of tremendous joy.
Yeah.
We feel the stress, we feel the worry, we feel all these things, but we also have that extra time with our kids to enjoy them and we can find joy in that journey. But there's that whole other practical side, and we want parents to be able to be free to feel the joy of having your teenagers at home and seeing them blossom into young adults.
Absolutely. And that's what we're both moving into, that phase where you still have little ones at home. I have all teenagers now, and we're beginning to see the fruit of our labor. And seeing them launch successfully and make good choices and wrestle with difficult choices and pursue what God has for them. And so that's really exciting. But the other piece of these last two sessions is, and and if I'm incorrect in this, go ahead and correct me. I am totally okay with that. My perspective coming in is that not only do people coming into Christian home education for the first time understand their own UK exam model for a homeschooler. That's the first step. It is even a little bit different than it was for when you were in school yourself, or maybe if you had younger brothers and sisters or something, relatives, whatever, that have recently graduated, even through the public school system. So understanding it from the perspective of a home educator is really important, because there are some things that have to be considered, and that's what we want to help parents do this summer, is look at the different options and figure out where they need to increase their understanding. It isn't even necessarily about making a decision
Yeah.
this summer or today or anything like that. It's really about an uptake of knowledge and understanding, so that you're equipped to come alongside your teenager and say, you know what, based on what I've learned, this model seems like it will be the best for you, your career path, your future career decisions, and that kind of thing. So that's what these two sessions are about.
And
So
also, just to pick up on what you said, that if you've got like a lower teen, even maybe just upper primary age kid, you feel that you're always looking ahead to those exam years coming.
yeah,
And it is really important to understand, even if you've got like a 13-year-old, you do not need to make a hard and fast decision
right.
at that moment in time.
Absolutely.
You have time, and we're going to be
Yeah.
discussing how you can utilize that time, how you can keep your options open and be broad in that decision making
Yeah.
process. Because what 13-year-old, well, there's a few
Re-
13-year-olds that do absolutely passionately know what they want to do with their life, but the vast majority of them do not.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I think personally that is one of the best decisions I made in our home med journey so far, is not deciding until we played it flexible. We really did. And that's what we're going to talk about, is how we did that, and really waited until they knew a little bit more what they wanted to do and what path was going to be best for them, and the cadence of even pursuing that path and that type of thing. So it really, what the pausing and considering our options was really the best decision for us, a few years back when we were at that place.
Just to pick up on something else you just said about, we feel comfortable with the exam system that we grew up in.
Yeah,
And we're also going to talk about the US system. So for us UK people, it's so different.
so different.
And it's learning a whole other kind of language, and it just seems and it can be really scary jumping into something that you don't understand, that you've never walked through. But even beyond that kind of big international step, if you are a Scottish home educator and navigating any kind of exams, you're going to have to learn a whole other system, and that you'll have to either learn the US system or the UK, the wider UK system,
Right.
because it's so hard to get SQA exams as
Right.
a Scottish home educator. So for me, when I first entered into that stage in our home education life, it was learning the language of the English
Yeah.
exam system and exam boards, and it just felt so, it was as clean as mud. And
Yes.
so, regardless, we get, if this is you're just coming into that stage as a home educator, it's scary, it's complex, there's all these different terms, and it just seems a big mess. So those two sessions will hopefully unravel some of that big mess.
Right. And what it does do for us at Arise is our experience has allowed us to not only focus on Scottish home educators, but English home educators as well, because we do understand their model from a home education standpoint when we're looking at the UK exam process and system. We do get that. And so that's where further afield, families that are south of the border of us are able to. We have resources that can help them. Even though I would say that we're better experts in the Scottish systems and that type of thing, but because we have to use the English system for the exam model to provide the pathway for our high school students, we do understand the resources that are available out there and how to navigate it and
Yeah.
that type of thing. And you've done an excellent job of that. I remember the day I threw my hands up and walked away and said, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I think we're just going to wait and see what happens. And that's what we did. And
I
here we are.
plowed through to A level.
Yeah, exactly.
And
All right.
A level
So
home editing is,
it's a whole different game, isn't
it
it?
really is.
It really is.
Um,
Really is.
so
But
that's May, June. We've got a break in July, and then we're going to swing back round in August and repeat. So that if you miss June, May, we're going to do a repetition, a repeat of all that again after.
and that's going to be a great time because you'll have that summer month of July to think and just look at things for yourself with your own family. You can come back again even and listen again and participate again and ask those thoughtful questions, because the first couple times you hear it all, it's just like a fire hose. It's so much new information. So you have to walk away from it and digest it a little bit and take the first step with the knowledge you've got, and then come back and learn more, just like our kids are doing, right? It's a
Yeah.
whole new, it's the repetition of learning something new and asking thoughtful questions along the way and increasing our understanding across the board. So then we're not really not doing anything in July. It looks like we have a big break in there,
No,
but we're not. We're actually doing some really fun things, aren't we?
yes, so we will be up at the Refuel conference in Gordon Castle, just outside of, it's up in the Highlands, near Inverness, and the date has flown out of my head, Shannon.
It's July 22nd to 25th. So that's a Monday afternoon until Thursday night, I believe, is when that whole thing is.
So it's a really flexible, laid back, family Christian conference. You can camp. There's very nice bell tents that you can hire with fairy lights and a nice bed. Or you can bring a camper van, or I think you can even find like an Airbnb off the site and come in during the day. They have big speakers, they have worship time, they have different booths with different people like ourselves who will be there, and we're going to be promoting home education, and we're going to have little seminars where you can come and chat to us. We'll have little kiddie activities. There's also
And
children's
teen
ministry
activities.
and teen activities. Yeah, it's actually more little kiddies will enjoy it, but
Yes. Yeah.
we're thinking more for your teens. There's kids ministry and youth ministry stuff there too. So we're going to pop a link in the description to Refuel if you're interested. It is a time that will be a blessing to all members of your family, from yourselves down to your kids and your teens.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to it. When I saw it last year, I was like, oh, I personally would just love to go there. And so here we are. So they've invited us to come, and that's been really great. And then the other thing that we're doing, actually, I think it's 2 weeks before, is we're going to be at the Global Home Education Conference in Manchester. And that is a really big conference for the UK for home education across the board. And so we're going to be there. Just chatting with people about home education, about Christian home education, about how we do it digitally, how we support the secondary age schools, the whole teen thing for school, and all that kind of thing for home education. But that is going to be a great opportunity as well for people to attend and see all the different choices they have when it comes to home education and home education in the UK. So we'll drop a link for that one as well,
Yeah,
of
so you can
course.
get tickets. Are tickets open for that one?
Yeah, tickets
Okay.
are open for that one as well. And that one is another 3-day one. It is July 11th through 13th. And they have some really interesting tracks of speakers and seminars. They also have kind of the whole stall of vendors and that kind of thing. But the speakers, there's a variety of different tracks. So no matter where you're at in home education, it is a place to get great information.
I think
So
over the years I've heard various people say, "Oh, I wish we had like the American style homeschool
the conventions.
conventions." That's the word. This is kind of like it. This is kind of
Yeah,
modeled on that US convention. So if you've
yeah,
always wanted to go to a US homeschool convention, go to Manchester in July.
yep, yep. Actually, they're coming to us, so
Yep.
we're thrilled to be partnering with them in that. And I really want us to show the UK that we are doing a great job with Christian home education in our own right. There is much room to grow, that's for sure, and we want to assist families in that and help them make choices that are local to them, that are promoting their local cultural values and Christian values within that cultural framework and that type of thing. That's something that's on my heart, even as an American and as a British citizen as well now. So I see the difference, and I really always support the local Christian culture and community in their goals to support the families in what they're doing within their home with Christian education. So yeah, so that's kind of us. You and I both have some grading to get to, so we're gonna get to that still.
I've got that 8, 9 chapter mini novella of your sons to read.
Yes. So, and we're still working on a number of new classes, live classes for next year. So if you've not gone over to the website to see what those are, they are published. The ones that we are 100% on, and and open enrollment, early enrollment is going on now. Opens officially, it's kind of a little bit before the officially, opens officially on the 20th, but um, certainly go check things out, ask your questions, send us emails, look at the payment plan, ask more questions, grab a sample lesson, and let your
Yes.
kids um, see what they think, see what you think, and you'll see at least my teaching style and Emma's teaching style, and be able to see the other classes that are there. We are really so excited about how God has blessed us with a handful of new tutors, and maybe a couple more are in the wings. And so,
I have got 2 meetings next week
with tutors,
yeah,
potential tutors,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So if you think of us, pray for us. We are busy, and I don't know that we're going to get a big of a break this summer, but hopefully we
No,
will enjoy it in little bits and pieces here and there, if nothing else.
yes. Let's
So
hope the sun shines in our gardens so we can sit
yes,
outside with our computers.
indeed, indeed.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's it for me. I don't know. Emma, is there anything more you want to tell people
No,
about?
I think that's us. We really hope we get to meet up with you over the summer at some of our different things, and register for the coffee and chat is free. It's
Yeah.
3 p.m. next Thursday, the following Thursday, then the 4th of June, and 2 weeks later in June. But it's
Yeah.
always at 3 p.m. There's the link, you just need to register for the Zoom. You don't need to pay anything. It's absolutely free, and we will be recording it. So
Yeah. And then we'll also, in that, when you register, that's when you get the links. That's just so we can keep you informed in case the links change or something really easily. So make sure you check your spam or your junk folder if you're first time and you don't have us in your contact list already.
Yeah.
So that's where they'll probably end up, because that's where all the important stuff ends up, it seems like these days. So,
Exactly.
all right, I think have a wonderful summer from us at Arise. Enjoy your family, enjoy your kids, and look at how you can, and pray through how you can encourage them into the next phase of learning that they have. And if you have questions about how Arise can help you, then we are here to help, aren't we?
We are. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right.
See you soon. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.